Lots of Pennsylvanians got burned this winter with sky-high electric bills, prompting some to wonder, where does electricity come from? The answer is an amazing place outside Philadelphia that controls the flow of electricity for much of the country. But critics say its lack of control in January caused prices to soar and some customers to get shocked. It's in a nondescript office park in Norristown. As unremarkable as PJM is from the outside, it's a modern marvel on the inside.
The largest grid in the world.
Electricity for 13 states and D.C. is controlled from this Philly suburb. $40 billion a year is generated here, making it the largest wholesale market in the world.
There's never been a blackout in the PJM footprint.
A power pirouette is performed here, ordering enough to keep everyone's lights on, but not too much.
Right, so you want to figure out exactly what the demand on the system is going to be, schedule the right resources to be online when you need them, take them off when you don't need them, and while you're doing that, making sure that you're scheduling the most economic, the cheapest resource next, so it reduces impacts to our customers. Yes, very unusual event.
Mike Bryson won't soon forget January 7th. Low temperatures caused record demand. PJM blew through its cheaper power sources and was forced to the more expensive stuff. Bills skyrocketed, and Norristown is getting the blame.
We are suffering the complaints and having to deal with the complaints and the heartaches of customers primarily because of failings in the wholesale electricity market.
PUC Commissioner Jim Cawley blames PJM for not inspecting companies that are paid to be ready to deliver cheaper power when needed. 22% of them were offline January 7th.
They are paid to stand by and be ready to provide power when it is needed. PJM, for whatever reason, stopped testing a number of these people receiving capacity payments, and almost a third of them did not deliver when the power was needed.
How come those generators were out when we needed them the most? And that's probably the one we'll spend a lot of time over the next 9 months fixing.
While PJM works on its fixes, consumers are left to wonder if the market was fixed. Cheaper power not showing up, forcing the more expensive stuff into play. A preliminary report by the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission says no.
At first glance, they don't see any market manipulation, but that's not to say they're going to be doing a deeper dive looking into this.
Well, that's what Enron did in California back in the 1990s. They took plants offline to cause the price of electricity to go up.
Dave DeCook is a reporter who covered the PUC during deregulation.
Did that happen here? Probably not, but you just never know. It's that nagging doubt, you know, and if nobody's really looking, you'll never get an answer to that question.
Even the guy in charge of all this power understands why people are wondering if somebody has too much.
It's something I think should be concerning people to make sure that there was no kind of manipulation in the market.
Now, interestingly, summer, not winter, is typically when electricity demand spikes. Mike says PJM needs to do a better job next winter of making sure power suppliers are ready to go, and there needs to be stiffer penalties, he says, if they're not. He also said 13 states and D.C., it's not usually freezing everywhere. The PJM footprint is all that wide space. Normally, they can borrow power from one area where it's not as cold to help the other, but it was cold everywhere in January, and it couldn't shift. Everybody had, that's why the demand was so high.